Hi everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Um no, it's Wednesday. Just kidding. I wanted to pop on because I wanted to answer some questions about me and what I do. One of the most popular questions I get asked is, why do I do what I do? And how did I get into it? So I wanted to answer those questions for you. How did I get into what I do? I grew up with my mom doing natural health therapies for people, and my great great grandfather worked with horses. There was actually one called Northern Dancer, which was a race horse, and a lot of times when people had problems with horses like that, the high-end horses, and they had a behavioral issue, they would send them to my grandfather and he would work with them, kind of like Amy on Heartland, if you've seen it. Not with the homeopathy and the herbs and everything, but the behavioral assessment, he did that. And my grandfather, on my mom's side, wanted to be a vet, but he was the only boy in a family of a bunch of girls. And when World War II came, he had to stay to look after the farm, and he grew up being a farmer. But he's always really, really loved animals. They've always had a lot, and he used to do the carriage rides and horse-drawn things in Aurora. So it's in my blood. I grew up working at a lot of horse-related places. I worked at a petting zoo for 5 years when I was younger. My very first job ever, I was 13, I think, and I worked at a horseback riding camp for autistic children, and that was a really rewarding job. And after that, I worked at a horseback riding camp that I actually went to when I was younger. I worked there for 2 summers, and then I had a few non-related jobs. And then when I moved back from university, I worked at a doggy daycare for almost a year. But it got busy, and then I didn't have time to work on this, so I had to start focusing on this. What I do now, why do I do it? Well, it's one of the most rewarding things that I could think of when I was younger. When I was really little, I wanted to be a vet. And hello to whoever joined me, or welcome to pop a comment. Hopefully it'll show up. When I was really young, I wanted to be a vet because it was the only job that I knew that you could work with animals that wasn't a circus trainer or something like that. And then I realized when I got older that that would involve injecting them and prescribing medication for them and putting them down, and I really didn't want to do that. So when I got to college age, I applied to Western for animal behavior because it was the only non-animal science, so pre-vet, program in Canada. And so I applied, and I said, if I don't get in, I'm not going to go to college, because this is the only place that has something relative to what I want to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to start taking the animal courses. Hi, Celeste! And see where that takes me. But I did get in. I spent a lot of time in high school studying, so I did get in, and I went there for 4 years. And before I had even graduated, I had this list of classes that I wanted to take when I got out. So I had my animal iridology from California, and I had my animal acupressure from Colorado, and I had the flower essences for my mom and the homeopathy and everything. And I was so excited to get out because I wanted to start right away. And I remember I gave myself a month. I said, okay, I just spent 4 years in university. I'm going to take a month, and that was also through my birthday. And then I'm going to start. I finished the iridology course in about 2 weeks. I did both the small animal and the equine, and it was absolutely fascinating. And because my mom has been doing iridology for so long, she walked me through it, and we compared the two, and they're actually quite similar. So if you do iridology on people, there's only a few differences between the two. Obviously, the shape of the horse eye is different, but between the cats and dogs and the people, there's only the intestinal area is different. But after taking all those courses, I get to work with animals that people are struggling with if they have chronic health issues. So those with arthritis, where they say, we're really worried we are going to have to put him down, but after working with you for X number of months, he's back to his usual self and he gets another hunting season with us. In this case, the dog was a retriever, and he was used to retrieve ducks when his owner went hunting. But in most cases, it's animals that their vet bills are so expensive, their medication that they have to pay for a chronic condition that's typically caused by diet is something that I can fix and help replace the diet to reverse the condition. So a lot of times, things like that, I want to work with a few shelters and rescues just because that's where, not that I don't love people with their pets, but a lot of rescue animals, they don't find homes, or actually a lot of black coated animals for some reason. People are very particular about those. But a lot of labs, breed specific legislation, I know they're getting rid of the ban in Montreal, but the ban is still here in Ontario, and I'm hoping that they're going to get rid of it. I haven't heard anything yet, but the ban in Montreal is no longer in effect. So that's very exciting. Breed-specific legislation, I did do a video on that for Pitbull Awareness Day, if you want to pop back and watch that one, just so I don't rant for a while. But working with animals and helping them find homes, and happy homes, where they can live their best life and not have chronic health issues that really depreciate their quality of life, is a really big thing for me. And it's all about the joy, because I know I've had pets most of my life. We started with guinea pigs and hamsters when we were little. Me and my brother, we both got a hamster. We've done fish. I had a bird. I had a lizard. And when I used to move to university, we weren't allowed to have pets, so that made it difficult. But when I moved home, I talked my mom into getting a dog, and she said, okay, but it can't be a big dog, and it can't be a really fluffy dog that sheds a lot. And now we have Kaya. And now she's such a huge part of my life that I can't imagine not having her here. Whenever I go on holidays, I have to not go for more than a week because I start to miss her. And after my car accident, she wouldn't leave my side. When I went to have a shower with some assistance, because I couldn't use my shoulders, she would lay on the bathroom floor, and usually she won't go anywhere near there, because that's where we first bathed her, and she absolutely hates the bathroom, so she used to lay up there. But I know how much she's changed my life, and I just want other people to have that for as long as possible with their animals as well. But a big part of what I do is education, and I want to educate pet owners on how to take care of their pets holistically so that they can achieve that level of having their pet as long as they can, so that they get to have that joy as long as they can. But that is why I do what I do and how I do it. There will be lots of other exciting videos coming up, but stay tuned for new content coming on Tuesday. I'm doing a live video on Tuesday, but I'll see you later.